I'm Greg and welcome to the workout. Today we're going to be working on upper body exercises using resistance bands. So today we're going to be doing, focusing on 4 areas. We're going to do the rotator cuff, the upper arm, the chest, and the upper back. So we're going to be doing actually 5 exercises. So what we'll do is I'll show you how to do the exercise and then we'll do them together. We're going to do 3 sets, which means we're going to go through the exercises 3 times together. So we'll do about 10 repetitions per set. If that sounds a little confusing, don't worry, I'll walk you through it as we go. If you can only do 1 or 2 of those, that's okay. Just do what you can. The most benefit actually comes from the first set. So the first time doing it is actually the most benefit. So what we're going to do first is we're going to start by warming up. So we're going to start with some shoulder rolls. Just make sure that this is live. Yep, we're all good. So just rolling the shoulders, just getting some blood flow into your shoulders. Just checking everything, making sure it's all good. And then rolling to the back. Think about your shoulder blades gliding along your rib cage as you do this. Really focusing on the muscles around the shoulder blades. And then in and out, gliding those shoulder blades towards each other and then away. So this is away, this is towards. So pinching and pulling those shoulder blades. Actually, everything in the shoulder starts from the shoulder blade. Kind of your foundation for the shoulder. Everything starts there, just sort of like everything starts at your feet for the lower limb. Hopefully that makes sense. And then forward and back. You can think about clapping above your head and clapping underneath. Now, that doesn't quite make sense. You can think about clapping over your head. And feeling about warmed up, so we're going to start out with a rotator cuff exercise. So for this one, you're going to need a light band. This one I think is under 5 pounds. So very light. Don't go really heavy on this one. What you're going to do is you're going to make a loop, or if it's already a loop band, that's just fine. So making it so it's doubled up and pretty short. From here, your elbows are going to be right at your sides, right at your rib cage, and you're going to rotate out where your hand stays right at elbow height. We're working a muscle right in the back of the shoulder called teres minor. It's that rotator cuff. We're working that. It holds your shoulder actually in socket. So we don't want to go really heavy on this one because it's a very small muscle. But it's a very important one, so that's why we're making sure to get it. So it's rotating out and away, and then back, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side, out and away, and then back. Make sure your elbow stays at your side. You don't want to straighten it out, because then you're using your other muscles, not the teres minor. So we're going to go ahead and do this 10 of these together. So one side and the other is going to be 1. So going with me, elbows right at your sides, rotating out and away, and then back. And then out and away, and then back. And that's 1. If you need to, you can always just do a single loop if it's too intense for you, even if a light band, that's okay. You don't want to exhaust this muscle. We're going to keep on going. Out and away, and out and away. That's 2. I'm going to show you from the side. Rotating out, and then back, and out, and then back. That's 3. Out, and then back, out, and then back. That's 4. Out, back, out, and back. 5. 6. Start to feel a little bit of burning. That muscle's fatiguing. 7. If you feel like you can't go on, you can stop and just join us on the next exercise. 8. This is 9. Just do what you can. You don't want to exhaust this muscle completely. It's getting activation into that rotator cuff. And that was 10. So that was the rotator cuff exercise. Now we're going to move on to the upper arm. So for this one, you're going to need a heavier band. I actually do 2 heavy bands on this one. This is a much larger muscle, so it can stand up to a lot more weight. So for reference, I think these are about 40 pounds total. It's a 25 and a 15 pound band, as opposed to that being about a 5 to 8 range. So just giving you sort of a reference point for that. Obviously, whatever weight feels comfortable to you, use that weight. Just because I'm doing one weight doesn't mean that that's going to be the one that works for you. So find which one feels good for you. So on this one, we're going to start with your thumbs pointed towards the front and a slight bend in your elbow. We're going to work the muscle right here on the front of the arm called the bicep. It runs from the inner part of the elbow up into the shoulder. So from here, your thumbs are going to be pointed towards the front and you're going to twist up towards the front so your palm is facing you, and then back down, and then twist, and then back down. So this muscle does 2 things. It bends the elbow, but also twists the hand. So we're actually working it 2 ways this way by twisting and bending the elbow. So staying straight and tall, you're going to twist the hand up 1 and 1. All right? So we're going to do 10 of these together. So staying straight and tall, twisting up 1 and 1. 2 and 2. Show you from the side. 3 and 3. 4 and 4. 5 and 5. 6 and 6. 7. 7. 8. 8. 9. 9. 10. And 10. All right. So we just worked the front of the arm. So now we're going to work the back of the arm. We're going to go down a little bit on the band. So from here, you're going to step right in the middle of the band again. And bend your elbows up to the back so they're right by your rib cage. So it's about a 90 degree. So it's dead. So it's creating a square with your elbow. So what you're going to do from here is you're going to straighten one arm to the back and then the other arm to the back. Straightening that elbow completely. You should feel that right here in the back of the arm and then some in the back of the shoulder as well. So I'll show you from the front. You're going to straighten one arm to the back and then the other arm to the back. Okay? So leaning forward, keeping that back nice and straight. We're going to do 10 of these together. So, starting now. One arm and the other. That's one. You should feel that in the back of your arm. 2. 3. 4. Straight from the side. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. And relax. Alrighty. For this next one, we're going to actually go to the floor. So, I'm actually going to take off the handles off this. And shift to the floor. Alright, so what you're going to do, if you have a looped band, that will be just fine for this. If you have one with clips like this, just clip it together so it forms a loop right around your body. And I would recommend having the clips in front of you, so that way you're not having to lay down on any clips. So now we're going to work the chest muscles. So what you're going to do is, actually, we're going to do this in a different order. We're going to work the upper back first and give your triceps a little bit of a break. So what you're going to do, still with the loop, you're going to put the band around the bottom of your feet, so it's out in front of you, and you're going to keep your back straight as you can with your feet straight out in front. From here, you're going to pull back with your shoulders, pinching your shoulder blades together, and then bringing your hands to your rib cage. You should feel that along your upper back, some in your bicep, some in your lats, which run across your rib cage down in this area. So again, go in here, out in front of you, around your feet, pulling to your rib cage, working the lats, middle between your shoulder blades, and bicep. All right? So we're going to do 10 of those together. Pulling shoulders back, pulling to your rib cage. 1. Shoulders back. 2. 3. 4. 5. This is called a row. 6, because it's like you're rowing a boat. 7. 8. 9. And 10. And relax. If you guys have any questions about any of these exercises, go ahead and post them in the chat and I'll get to them as quickly as I can. Or if you're watching this later, then post it in the comments and I'll try and get back to you. So now we're going to wrap this right around your torso. Should be right at chest height. And you're going to lay down with your back right on top of the band. So it's wrapped around your body. So for this, with it wrapped around your body, you're going to grab onto the band with your elbows right underneath your arms, and you're going to imagine like you're pushing a bar straight out in front of you, keeping your elbows in line with your hands. See how my elbows are right over the top of my hands? Don't let them go in or down. So this is working your chest muscle and some of the back of your arm as well. So we're going to do 10 of these together. Pushing straight out to the front. Imagine like you're pushing a bar out in front of you. Okay? We're going to go for 10 together, starting now. 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And relax. All right, let's go ahead and go back to standing. You can undo those bands. So that was our first set, or first group of exercises. So if you are tired now, want to call it a day, that's okay. If you're ready to keep going, you get the most benefit from the first set, but you still get benefit from doing another set or another group of the same exercise over again. It's just repeating the same exercise. It's called sets. So grab a drink of water, get up, shake out your arms a little bit. We're going to go into the second set. So it's all the things we've done before. We're doing them again, really building up that muscular strength and the resiliency of the muscle. So we're actually fatiguing the muscle, causing it to have to grow and change to keep and grow bigger and stronger to keep on to be able to handle that sort of strain. So what you're going to do, remember looping the light band, or if you rather, loop it once around your hand, get it to where there's tension when your hands are pointed straight to the front. So we're going to work the rotator cuff muscle in the back of your shoulder. So having tension when your hands are right by your sides, elbows right at your side, hands at elbow level. You're going to bring your hand out to the side, rotating out and away, and then back to the middle, and then the other hand out and away, and back to the middle. Now it's important you don't straighten your elbow or bring the arm away from the body. Keep it in at the body and rotating underneath your shoulder. So you should feel that right back in the back of your shoulder. Right back here. All right, so we're going to do 10 of those together, starting with the left, or starting with one at a time. So that's going to be the first one, 1, and 1. So it's balanced on each side. 2, and 2, 3, and 3. It's a deceptively challenging exercise to do right, actually. 4, and 4. Looks a lot easier than it actually feels. 5, and 5. 6, and 6. 7, and 7. 8, 8. 9, 9, 10, and 10. Man, that was burning for me by the end. I might have to drop it down for the last set of those. That's okay though. If you get to a point where it's too much, maybe it was the heavier weight on the first set, you got to the second set, and got partway through and said, and think to yourself, oh man, I can't lift this. It's okay to drop it down a little bit and keep on going and maintain that number of reps. Just don't cut out too early. Try it, see if you can. If you honestly can't though, it's better to drop the weight a little bit and then keep on going. So now we're going for a bit heavier for a bicep curl with a twist. So bicep, it's right here on the front of the arm. Goes from the elbow up into the shoulder. And I'm going for a bit heavier on this one because it's a much more resilient muscle. All right, so stepping right in the middle of the band, so you have even tension on both sides. You're going to start with your thumbs pointed towards the front with a slight bend in your elbow. And from here, you're going to twist up to the front of your shoulder so your palm is facing towards you. So you're twisting up to the front. So starting with one side at a time and alternating. So we're going to twist up and then up, and that'll be one. All right, so we're going to do 10 of these together. Standing straight and tall. Important thing, you don't want to swing with your hips. You want to keep your back straight and only use the bicep. Otherwise, you're just using your low back, and you could actually even throw out your low back sometimes doing that, so be careful. You can do it with your back against a wall if that helps. Usually makes it a little bit more challenging, but it can help feeling it. Oh, am I actually straight or am I swinging my hips? So get in position, one foot in the band, twisting up to the front, and go for it. We're gonna do these together. This is number 1. 2, you should feel that in your upper arm. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. So we just worked the bicep, which is in the front. Now we're going to go to the tricep, which is in the back. So I'm dropping the band down. This one's a bit more challenging. So, stepping right in the middle of the band again, you're going to lean to the front. So there should be tension in the band as you're in this position. Elbows up to the sides, so they're right at your rib cage. You should feel just a little bit of tension, not a whole lot. So try and give yourself enough slack in the band where you have just an ever so slight amount of tension. And you're going to straighten your elbow out to the back, feeling that in the back of your arm. It's important to go all the way out straight. If you need to, you can have it down here. Just make sure you get the elbow completely straight. If you're up here, it's going to be harder. Down here, it's going to be easier. All right? So if I'm down here, it'll be easier, but I can get my elbow straight. That's fine. If I'm way up here, it's going to be a lot harder. So just you can play around with that a little bit. So if it's too hard, bring your arm just a little more forward, okay? So a little bit more like this, that'll be easier. A little more like this, where it's back further, that'll be harder, okay? So now we're gonna do 10 of these together, alternating one side and the other. So I'll start by facing you, and here we go. We're gonna go 1 and 1. And 2, I'm actually turning just a little bit to face it. I find that's a little easier. 3, 4, Feel that in the back of your arm. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, 10. And relax. All right. So we're almost through the next set. Just 2 more exercises to go, and we're going to do those on the ground. So for this one, going heavier on the bands. So a lot of big muscles engaged in these. So we're going to start out by working the upper back. So we're going to work the muscles between the shoulder blades, some down into the rib cage area, and then some in the bicep upper arm area. So what you're going to do is you're going to loop the bands around your torso and then clip them in the front. Or if you already have a continuous loop band, you actually have it all set up already. That one does not want to clip. Give me a moment. There we go. I keep going the other way around. So now, with a loop, you're going to wrap this right around your feet. And from here, you're going to sit with your back completely straight and then pulling with your shoulders back, think chest out, shoulders back, and then pulling back to your rib cage into a row position. This works the entire upper back and then back forward. So it's chest, back, back, and chest. All right? So we're going to do 10 of these together. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in chat and I'll get to them as soon as I can. So, pulling back with the chest, back to your rib cage, back and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And relax. All right. Now putting it right over the top into the middle of the loop so that the clasps are in the front and it's right at chest height. And you're going to lay down on your back. So it's right at chest height with the band. You're going to grab on. You can have close grip or open grip. That's fine either way, as long as the band's not going to go anywhere. It's no good if it slips out of your hands and snaps you in the chest. Trust me, it does not feel good. Have had that happen before. So you're going to grab the band with your elbows right in line with your hands. Don't have your hands too high or too low. Right over the top of your elbows. You're going to imagine like you're pushing a bar straight up to the front. Holding onto the band, pushing straight up. So it's right in line with your chest. Feel this in the back of your arm and the front of your chest. So we're going to do 10 of these together. If you need to adjust the band just a little bit so it's right straight up and down. Pushing out to the front. And then back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And relax. All right. And you can go ahead and slide out of the band. That was set number 2. So we've got one more set to go, which is going to be the same 5 exercises. So nothing new, nothing surprising. Gets more difficult usually the longer you go. So if you are still with me through here, go ahead and hit like for me to let me know that you're still able to keep on going. Curious how many people are actually getting to set number 3. So, take a minute, grab a drink of water. Just checking my heart rate real quick. Heart rate might be a little bit higher as things go on. What happens is with your heart is as you exercise, it increases up to a certain point, but then depending on how intense the exercise is, but as you continue to exercise, it drifts higher and higher, even though it hasn't gotten. You haven't gone faster or harder on the exercise, but it will drift up and up as you heat up, as you have to deal with all the metabolic processes to keep your body running. The heart will actually increase in speed, so you can get more and more tired the longer the exercise goes. Whew. All right. So now we're going to go back to the rotator cuff. So we're going to grab a light band, and for this one I'm actually going to do not a double loop, but a single loop. So for a rotator cuff, you're going to take the band in until there's no slack when your hands are right at your sides. You're going to bring your elbows tucked into your sides, not right against your rib. Excuse me. So for rotator cuff, you're going to bring it in where it's not right against your side, but pretty close, where it's just right underneath your shoulder. And from here, you're going to bring your hand out to the side, and then back, and then out to the side, and then back. Make sure you don't straighten your elbow. It's all from that shoulder, rotating to the back. You should feel it right back in the back of the shoulder. A very small muscle, but an important one because it holds that ball and socket in socket for you. So we're going to go ahead and go forward with that. We're going to do 10 of those together. So starting with your hands right at your sides, let's go ahead and go forward. Going out to the side and then back. 1 and 1, 2 and 2. Straight from the side, 3 and 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, and 10. Whew. Especially on this set, if you need to drop down the weight, that's fine. Try and get through the whole 10 reps. If you want to go to a lighter band, that is okay. I'm actually dropping the bands on all of these a little bit. So I'm feeling pretty fatigued in my arms today. So I'm going to do just red band on the last few exercises. So what we're going to do is work the bicep. So you're going to step right in the middle of the band. And this muscle bends your elbow and twists your hand. Or it's 2 actions. So we're going to do both those. We're going to twist as we bend the elbow. So it's starting with your thumb up and turning your thumb towards the outside. If you can see that. So twisting that thumb. So show you up here. So we're starting with thumb up, twisting up to the front, and then back. All right? So we're going to start with one hand at a time, twisting up, and then back, twisting up, and then back, okay? So we're going to do 10 of these together. So, starting now, twisting up, and then back, 1, and 1, 2, and 2, 3, and 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, and 8, 9, and 9, 10, and 10. All right, so now we just worked the front, so now we're gonna work the back. Muscles always work in pairs, where this muscle and this muscle actually work as a pair, so we're working them both at the same time. Well, we're working them both in one workout. So you're gonna step right in the middle of the band, elbows bent up to your sides, and from here, the higher up your elbows are, the more difficult it's gonna be. So if you need to, drop your elbows a little forward, and that'll make it a little easier. Starting with your elbows bent to 90 degrees, you're gonna straighten out, looking back at your hand, and then out, looking back at your hand, okay? So we should feel that in the back of your arm. Chest out, back straight, and we're gonna start with one side at a time. And let's go. 1, and 1. Try and keep your shoulders back and down so your chest stays out. 2, and 2, especially as people get tired, they tend to rely on their upper shoulder. We want this to all come from the elbow. That's 3, 4, and 4. So keep the shoulders down and away. 5, and 5, 6, and 6, 7, and 7, 8, and 8, 9, and 9, 10, and 10. Excellent. All right, we're almost done. Just 2 more exercises to go, and then we'll stretch out and do some cool down. So now we're going to go to the floor. So you're going to hook the band together so you have a loop. You're going to wrap it around your feet. We're going to do a row. So from here, bring your feet wide enough where you're at shoulder width. You're going to pull straight to the back, pulling with your shoulders first, and then with your hands second, pulling back to your rib cage, and then back with your hands, back with your shoulders. So shoulders, so your chest is out, and then hands, back and back. All right. So we're going to do 10 of these together, doing a row. So pulling back with the shoulders, and then arms. 1, shoulders, 2, losing my grip a little bit, hang on. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And relax. All right, last exercise. You're gonna, still with the looped band, put it around your chest. And laying on your back, so it's right at your chest level with the band. From here, grabbing onto the band with both hands, you can have your hands open like this with it across, or closed, whichever feels more comfortable. Just don't let the band go. From here, we're gonna push straight out to the front, right at chest height, holding onto the band. Showing you without it because I'm honestly getting a little bit tired. So, trying to not do too many extra reps. From here, we're gonna go ahead and do 10 together, pushing straight out from your chest. Straight up to the front, and then back. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And relax. All right. So you can undo the band. Go ahead and stand back up. And so that was our 3 sets of exercises. So we did 5 exercises, 3 sets. So that was upper body for the rotator cuff, upper arm, chest, and upper back. So you're covered for your upper body exercises. I would recommend giving a day before going and doing any of those muscle groups again. Give your body time to heal and recover. For now, though, we're going to do some stretching for those muscles. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to stretch the lats, which run along your upper back. They go across your rib cage into your shoulder. So you're going to lace your fingers together. Show you. And then from here, you're going to point your hands palm side up and pushing up towards the ceiling, feeling a stretch along the outer part of your shoulder. Pushing up towards the ceiling gently to where you feel a little bit of tension but no pain, and holding for 20 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and relax. Now what you're going to do is clasp your hands behind your back, and from here you're going to push your hands out to the back, feeling a stretch across your chest and your biceps, so right here in the front of your shoulder. Alright, so push it out to the back, feeling a stretch across your chest. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and relax. All right, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take your hand and put it behind your back. So it's just like that between your shoulders. From here, you're going to take your other hand, grab onto your elbow, and just gently pull back. You should feel a stretch in the back of your arm and that tricep muscle. Just ever so gently. If there's any pain, don't do this. You should only ever feel a little bit of tension, no pain. And we're going to hold that stretch for 20 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And same thing on the other side. So you're going to reach around behind, put your hand right between your shoulder blades, and then gently pulling back on the elbow, feeling a stretch in your tricep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And relax. All right, and that is our exercise for today. If you actually got through the whole thing today with me, go ahead and hit subscribe or leave me a comment to let me know that you got through it. And I will see you guys next time. We do these every week on Tuesday at 1 o'clock, at least for the next couple weeks. So hope to see you guys next time. And take care. If you want to know about the live stream, go ahead and hit subscribe and the bell, and that will give you a reminder when we're going to go live.